Hello, welcome back to more Ikea bed building.
Yeah. Where you get to watch some kind of. I guess I can't say retard because we're too early into the stream. But where you get to watch a retard build furniture.
Okay.
Exciting stuff.
I believe we're now on to
Yes, if you're following along
bag
at home.
number 2.
Yeah, if you're following along at home, we're on step 14. And not gonna lie, it took me a long time to tell the difference between step 13 and 14. It's like, isn't that the same thing twice? But no. The first, step 13 is screw those things into this, and then step 14 is...
Okay, so we actually are still on bag number 1. Let me go get that.
Yeah, I thought we... Oh, it's right here.
Oh, you
Yeah. Okay. And fortunately, this thing has a, like... You know, I shouldn't feel bad about screwing in stuff off angle, because this is, like, so fucked. Did I didn't do this, did I?
No, they came with I don't know. Hey, Nito.
Hey. What's Ikea? No shit. Do you actually not know what Ikea is?
I think he's joking.
What's Ikea? Ikea these nuts. Ikea...
Duh.
Ikea is a super big furniture chain, like worldwide. It's a Swedish furniture chain, but it's in most countries. What country are you in? It's a furniture brand that's like known for selling very cheap furniture that is high quality for being so cheap, but is low quality.
It's like, furniture you build yourself.
Yeah, you have to assemble it yourself, and it's all kind of like super cheap wood. You want to kind of face the camera down slightly?
It is down.
Oh. Because... Okay, well I guess I can move this so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. So, I'm supposed to screw this in, but this is like...
Do you have the elephant?
I don't, like, there would be no implement to use that with.
Oh, okay.
See, because there's no top to it. But this is super crooked.
Yeah, I guess get the hammer.
Let's see. I mean, I didn't put that in there, did I? That came like that.
I think it came like that.
I can't be blamed for that one. All the ones I did myself were crooked anyway. So. But now I feel less bad. So a lot of people, there's lots of jokes about IKEA and like sitcoms and stuff. So I thought it was much more culturally relevant. But like Trisha was saying last time, there's some joke that some piece of like IKEA furniture is called the divorcer or something like that.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some episode of some sitcom that I saw where it was like, oh no, IKEA is where relationships go to die. Just people like argue over the furniture and then it's hard to assemble it.
Yeah, right. Tears people apart.
IKEA is pretty pleasant as a store though. They have like a food court you can eat at, and it has Swedish food, and it's quite good. They have just like, you know, the standard like their equivalent of like chicken nuggets, which is like
Swedish meatballs.
Yeah, like Swedish meatballs and lingonberry jam, which is like a berry they have.
Hey, we do Tiny Dino.
And wait, Brazil is still in America? What? Yeah, no. Trisha's not paying me anything. This is for my brother. He wants to rent out this property, And he is unable to get it ready, and so I am getting it ready. Yeah. And I don't know if you can see how crooked this is.
It's quite crooked.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just assume everything will be a-okay?
Wait a second. Is this the right spot? Oh, these aren't going to plug into each other. There's going to be a bed in the middle.
Yeah, those boards there.
Now, what's the chances that this is supposed to be that crooked?
I don't know, man.
Alright, well, before David Myers shows up to tell me that I shouldn't do this, I'm going to get the hammer.
Okay.
And stick around at the end of the stream. We'll show you guys.
You can move the headboard further back, actually. It might be easier to move. That's gotta be super loud for the mic.
Yeah.
Everyone is deafened. I can also just mute it.
Yeah.
Why is And we got it. Now it's straight.
Okay.
Alright. So, then we're going to need the long boards, and we're going to put these pegs in them. I assume those are the long boards, yeah.
Yeah. You want to lift up the camera a bit?
Sure, babe.
Oh, you want to zoom in on the chat too?
It is zoomed in.
Yeah, but like, I'm kind of far. Are these the boards in question?
I assume so. They're the only long boards here. Here, let me pull this back so it's not in your way.
Okay, so step 15, put wooden things into this thing, and then put this into this piece. And which side? Instructions are so confusing. The other thing you should know about IKEA instructions is they all don't use any words. They just have pictures because they want to be able to ship internationally without having to translate instructions. And they want to guarantee the quality of the instructions regardless of language, which has resulted in pretty low quality instructions.
Yeah, that's usually how that goes, huh?
But they're higher quality than most furniture in constructing instructions, to be fair.
Dan Fan, do you think Arcane Season 2 is gonna suck? Yeah, probably. That's usually how it goes, right? The Season 2 curse.
I'm so confused. What am I looking at?
You're looking at step 15, which is
Okay.
put wooden pegs in there and then attach it to this.
So, like this is what they mean? Because it has like, you see how it has like...
Yeah, because it has these on the side, right?
Yeah, like this is up rather than down, so I assume they mean that I'm plugging in like this. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
Alright, it's the...
The top one, skip one, then
yeah,
the
you
bottom
can tell because of the size.
Okay.
This one's a little bit tight. Look, I'll let you push that in.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
Can I just be on the ground guiding it in?
the ceiling with this thing. Ooh, that was close to that. Oh, okay, here. I can kind of see where the hole is, as long as I don't drop this thing.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, because you can see the hole through the circle thing.
And now we just push down with all our might.
But yeah, you want to show them the cover of the instruction manual?
Oh. If you guys want to follow along at home,
Yeah.
you can help us put together this bed.
Okay. You'd be like David Myers last night, stopping us from
Well,
fucking everything up. Wow, better than like. Oh, you know what? We can pretend that the reason we're not good at it is because of streamer brain. Forgot about that.
I usually we would be quicker if we weren't streaming, but we're not on a huge time crunch.
Yeah.
You know? I don't even think any of them look like what they're describing here, so it's just confusing me. So is there... Oh, I see. This. This is what they want us to screw in.
How sweet of you, Adam. So how much is your brother paying? I'm not asking for any money. Although, to be fair, my brother set up my website, adammeisner.com, where I sell my books. Years and years ago.
Do you have the right pegs? Because it has to be 2. It has to be from bag 2. Those are from bag 1.
For this blank, it needs bag 2 blank?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure they're different.
I think you're thinking of, are you looking at step 16?
I just did that. I did this.
Right. But if you go back to the previous page,
Bag 2. That's where the pegs go in. It's gotta be bag 2.
but when you flip, it just has both things attached, right? Well, look at 17 there.
Well, yeah, it's telling you to put 3 in the other one.
And it says from bag 2?
It's all from bag 2. We have switched to bag 2.
Okay, so these are extras
Yes.
that we didn't use. Okay.
These are bigger.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, my brother set up my website forever ago, and he's never asked for like a hosting fee or whatever. And so I try to, when I can, do different stuff, like his computer repair business or whatever. I did jobs for that. He wants to pay me, I guess, but I don't know. It's kind of whatever.
It's a family thing. Nito says, Mama always said, Dan Fan, if you can't help, get in the way. The important thing is to participate. Yeah, your mama specifically talking to Dan Fan. Oops. This one stupid piece of wood is just like chipped and...
Your OCD demands that you destroy it.
Well, no, it's just that I don't want to touch it and get a splinter.
Adam, speaking of which, do you have any advice on how to focus on calculus? Yes.
Ow. Alright.
Yes, so what you do is you stand up, you do burpees. You know what burpees are? Where you like drop into a, I can't do them, but you like drop into a spot and then you kick out your legs into a push-up, then you do a push-up, and then you kick your legs back in, and then you spring up to your feet, and then you do that as many times as it takes for you to wonder if this can kill you. Probably like 10, or like 5 if you've never done them before. And then you sit down to do your calculus, and you crack open your ghost energy and slurp down some watermelon Sour Patch Kid flavor, and let the caffeine rush into your brain, and then drink a bunch of water so that you don't dehydrate, and then you'll focus on your calculus. But exercise does help you your brain, and people neglect it a lot.
Alright, so we're gonna have to flip this around and towards the headboard, and we're gonna be putting these pegs in there, and then connecting it in these spots.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first thing is get it positioned, I suppose. I'll stand this up.
What a shit show. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Why?
Let's much simpler. I will take this. And we will orient this over.
But it's going to be facing this direction. That's what Brian wanted.
What?
I thought he wanted it going this ways.
Oh, like you're thinking when the bed is
Well, we're not going to move it after the bed is put together.
I suppose. I mean, not that we couldn't do that, but sure.
Yeah, just put it up against the wall, it's fine.
The reason I don't want to is because I don't want these to snap, because these are like...
Yeah, but I got them screwed in.
Okay, if they do snap, I'll just tell Brian.
If they
Trisha
snap,
said, yeah, but we
we'll
have
just
them
screw it back in again.
Snap, okay.
Why'd you have to put razor blades on the floor?
I didn't put razor blades on the floor.
I look one side, you look the other. Or we could spin it around, or...
Yeah. Well, if I just spin it like that, I was gonna scrape the shit out of it. You know what? At this point,
So just like go on the one side, and then I'll move this way and you move that way. Spin all around. Now we're gonna like put it downwards, which is the more complicated part of it.
I'm questioning if like how much weight. I mean, this isn't, I guess, that
It's
heavy.
supposed to hold the person, I suppose.
It's supposed to hold the person once both ends are attached. But we were further down.
Ooh. Alright, put the pegs in, I suppose.
Yep.
There. 3 for one side, 3 for the other.
I guess stick them in here. I haven't seen the instructions, so.
Yeah, I think they want you to stick it in the boards themselves.
Discord. Do that.
Adam, why are you not wearing a cold jacket? Because Adam is a man. He never gets cold. Only women get cold, and that is fact.
Yeah. Yeah, my name is Adam Meiser, and I endorse this message. Okay. Copy. And back my notifications. At here. Okay. There. Yeah, if you're in the Discord, somebody posted the link to the website that has the manual. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be harder to push it against that hip roll.
I'm just thinking, doesn't it seem like this is? Oh, this can go out some distance. Okay, but like naturally, it's like leaning in.
Well, that's just because you were holding it with your arm's length.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So.
We can always tighten these screws after we have it all attached. I mean.
No, I know, but like you holding it still is not gonna be good. That's what I was thinking.
So maybe we want two people to do it, but you know, it's not.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. This is difficult without gravity. Hey, Sergeant Salamander.
Hey.
Unfortunately, we're tripping all over ourselves over here.
Whew. Yeah, I guess you guys can't see exactly what we're looking at, but
Putting these pegs in is much easier when you can lean on them, and unfortunately this is not the case.
this side is much simpler. The other side, the nail or the screw is very crooked, so I don't know if I have to pull it apart and then do a hammer, or just use more brute strength.
I'm just gonna move the mic.
Option B is elected to work.
It's okay. Did it work? Good. Just
Okay.
move this in. Ouch.
Here we go.
Yes, here you go.
Alright.
Be careful of the splinters.
And if you'd like to follow along, we are on step 19 of the Ikea Bed. On the Discord, there's David Myers posted the hey there he is. He posted the link to the instructions on the IKEA website.
Interactivity.
us if we're doing something horribly wrong, like last night. We had the bed in backwards. I think we had the headboard we'd screwed on these like legs the wrong direction.
Ah, now it's time for the metal pieces.
Adam, it's hot or cold there? I can't tell. I guess I would say cold. I'm kind of hot from moving around, but
They look like kind of L-shaped metal pieces, so I assume it's not these. It's probably like here or something. I don't know.
we're good.
Looking for these.
I think that's that.
These?
I could be wrong, but I think that's what that is.
Oh, I thought it was supposed to be longer, but I guess it just looks like that because of the picture.
Let me see. Yeah, you might be right. It might be in there. There is some stuff we haven't opened up yet. Let me see.
Because I think it's supposed to go across the board. Oh, I think this is it. I can't believe both sides are open. It's so annoying.
For the record, I only opened one side.
I know. Just they're bad.
And if you stick around at the end of the stream, we're going to be cleaning my sword from last night's pumpkin carving.
It's the only way we'll get it out.
The worst sound.
Yep.
So, my dad went by to my dad went by to we were getting like windows done today, and he went by to babysit the window people, and the tenant upstairs was like, oh, I've been hearing voices downstairs, and my dad was like, oh yeah, that's my son and his girlfriend, and they're streaming. And it's like, that's the least important information. You can just tell them we're assembling furniture, because it sounds like if you're streaming and you normally have like this horrible metal screeching noise, you should be concerned. But Dan Fan, do you still have that naginata? Yeah, it's like in the background of the videos, I think. I mean, it's like maybe right out of frame, but it's leaning against that thing, the cabinet. Okay. Oops. You guys can't see, but there's like, we keep on hitting this light up here.
16. Ooh. Oh. Alright.
Okay, so this is where the mattress is sitting on, I suppose.
4. That's what it shows me.
Yeah.
5, 6.
And the long sections
7.
should be up against the length of it, I believe.
9. 11. 12. 15. 14. 15.
What is the first?
And
What is the first image supposed to be telling us? Because that is a depiction of a mattress, right?
yeah. Oh, because of the mattress thickness, you can be higher and lower. That's why there's 3 different prongs in there. So he has a pretty thick mattress, so let's put it on the lower level.
Yeah, for sure, the lowest possible.
Yeah.
It's if you didn't see the last stream, it's fucking gigantic.
It's hard to even tell, like the dotted line is supposed to be showing you the mattress thickness.
Yeah, as low as possible, and even then it's probably gonna be like super high anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, So which side do you want to do first? That side, that side?
We'll do this side.
Tilt the camera down, although you can't really see anything. I don't have enough elevation. Right. So
Yeah.
one of us holds it and lines it up, and then the other one screws all 8 in.
You know what? Do you want to like sit the camera here?
Fuck no.
Okay. Do you want to just?
I feel like
Do you want to just hold?
bad things will happen.
You can just hold the camera, like be the
Well,
camera.
one of us has to hold this thing up.
Oh. I think.
It's gonna be 8 on each side. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah. Screwdriver
right.
is something I totally forgot to grab.
Let's see if I can. Did you leave it like in the kitchen?
I think there might actually be one right here. There's many screwdrivers.
The green one you could try using.
Let's see. This one like kind of fits. So. Let's try the green one. It's this one. Okay, got it. I have it in place with my knee.
Mm-hmm.
Try this one. Not. Screwdriver didn't quite fit. Okay.
Green is superior, as usual.
Yeah, good color. Alright. Yeah, you
Is this the right? Just making sure.
Nothing is wrong because if it is, I'll scream. Why don't you?
Just always gotta make sure.
Why don't you get the camera so that people can see what's happening?
Alright. I will do my best. ASMR fans, yeah. Exactly. Damon, have you watched Static Shock? You mean the original cartoon? Yeah, I've seen the original like Warner Brothers cartoon.
Did they?
The original one.
Did they? I don't want to say Castlevania him because that's not nice to Castlevania fans. Can't turn that into a verb.
Yeah. No, I used to like it when I woke up on Saturday mornings. What I really enjoyed, I still kind of enjoy the concept anyways, like young superheroes who have this secret identity while they're going to school.
Oh yeah, like I love the X-Men. Static Shock was interesting because he had a projection kind of power. Like he didn't just have like super strength. Because a lot of the problem with like a lot of superheroes is that they cannot use their powers in a kid-friendly manner. Like Wolverine can never do anything because if he did, they'd be like, totally fucking dead. Static Shock can electrocute people, just like Pikachu can electrocute people, because it's not something that people have a lot of familiarity with. And so, like, the real brutality of getting struck by lightning is something that is absent from parents' minds.
Sergeant Salamander says screwdriver and screeching metal ASMR to relax and fall asleep to.
Alright, I'm just tightening these in to show my hubris. And, alright, so it can support its own weight without my knee. Look at that.
Woo!
This is coming in at a weird angle. to take the screw out? Yeah, I'm gonna take the screw out. I feel so bad for the person upstairs, but like,
Yeah, I feel bad that they can hear us. Especially when we're streaming so late and screeching all this metal around.
it's kind of just like the consequence of circumstance. This is, it's always going in at a weird angle, so I just have to maybe. It always just wants to go down at that awful angle. I think maybe I'll just leave that screw out. It keeps on wanting to go down and like bore into the wood. And if I keep on going, I'll probably crack the wood. I don't think I can actually get it to go straight.
Is it just how they like cut the hole?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Kia, get your shit together.
I could hit it with a hammer and then try to keep screwing, but I don't know if that's actually like intelligent.
You don't know if hitting everything with a hammer is advisable?
I think it's just gonna crack the wood because it's going not straight. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not much of an expert myself.
Just filming my face.
I mean, I'm filming you doing the thing.
Okay, alright. I'm like talking about the thing, assuming that people could see the thing.
Nita's asking, Adam, what do you think about they officially added the +10 card on Uno? Aw, shit.
That is much more exciting current events than who Netflix is violating next. Thank you. I'd like to talk about this for a long time.
David is saying if it's not going into the pre-drilled hole, then yes, high change of splitting wood.
Chance.
Chance, yes, that's what he meant.
Well,
that's probably good enough.
yeah. I've sufficiently stripped a nice bit of the screw off. So
That's not
you know that I'm doing the job correctly. As Mama always said, if it won't screw in, just snap the board in half and strip the screws. What did we do wrong? Okay, no, it's fine. I swear to God, I own a really good screwdriver. I know I do. I don't know where it is, but I know I own it. Because my dad has for sure gotten me and Brian the same gifts for Christmas for like forever. So he got us both a nice set of screwdrivers. But I was in college and he was doing like computer repair stuff. And so basically Brian had a set in his like car and then a set like at home. One of which was like theoretically my set. But I was like literally never fucking using a screwdriver unless I had to do something to my computer. And then I would just be like, Brian, where's the screwdriver? So I know somewhere is a beautiful set of like red and black screwdrivers like this, where like you they're magnetic on the tip, and you like have all the different heads you can change. And
that's
I don't
real
know.
high quality stuff.
Like my brother's moved like 3 times, and I think in the shuffle he's lost at least one of 2 sets because he has like 1 set, and he used to have 2, or maybe he has 2 and they're just in the same place. I do not know, but I'm spoiled by the magnetic screwdrivers where like it just stays on the screw. You just like put it on there, and then you're like, yeah, I'll just like, just it won't fall off.
Magic wand, yeah.
No.
Dan Fan, how much for you to rip the instruction papers in front of Adam as a prank? Yeah, just donate $5.
If you buy literally anything from the Burning Star website, we can gladly rip up the instructions and then just go, David, what do we do?
Yeah, David just controls the whole rest of the stream. I mean, part of the joke was that you can't donate on this channel because we're not approved.
Oh yeah, sorry, I fucked up the joke. But no, yeah, when my brother got married, the best man speech that I did was talking about how when I was little, I would always assume that my brother knew everything. He was like the smartest person in the world, and so I'd go like, Brian, and then demand that he tell me the answer to like a myriad of questions that like he couldn't possibly know the answer to, and his girlfriend also
does the same thing.
does the same thing, yeah.
He does have a lot of knowledge, I'll give him that.
He's good at researching.
Yeah.
Like he's good at Googling stuff and then like.
And now that is in fact a skill because of how fucked up Google is.
Yeah. As Google has gotten worse, he's also gotten worse at knowing things.
Yeah. Nito's asking, Adam, what's the difference between pancakes and waffles? I guess the shape, right?
No, there's like a different batter. But I assume it's like these nuts. I don't know. I assume it's like a joke, but yeah, there's like waffle batter and then there's like pancake batter.
Is one of them worse for you?
Yeah, waffles are worse for you.
Really? Waffles are worse? I would think that the buttermilk pancakes were worse because they taste so much better.
No, waffles are much more unhealthy. As a child, I was not allowed to have waffles. They were too unhealthy. Couldn't really have pancakes that much either. But
yeah, well, yeah, she wouldn't let you have bagels or...
my mom was a dietitian, so. But she would let me have bagels, right? She would just like... I don't know. She would just assume that I knew that bagels were unhealthy. And then like, when I was older and trying to lose weight, like she just never told me anything. She would be passive aggressive about bagels existing, but she was passive aggressive about like so many like random foods. I had no idea what was healthy or not healthy. Because I would go like, is it not healthy? And then she'd be like, no, it's fine. And it's like, but bagels are super bad for you, as it would turn out. On Christmas, we would have waffles, though. Because we had a Mickey Mouse waffle iron. We have Mickey Mouse waffles like you get in Disney World. And yes, this is before Disney was super gay. Tragically, Disney is super gay. Which is a problem because I wrote a book that takes place in Disney World as my like love letter to the Disney that doesn't exist anymore. Unfortunately, when I'm selling the book about a love story in Disney World, occasionally people will go, "Oh no, Disney is super gay," and I go, "Yeah, I know."
first. Maybe they'll bounce back.
Although at BaseCon it was pretty funny. I was like on a rant about how gay Disney was, and and how it's so how like I wrote the book and stuff. And this guy was like, "That's really funny. I want to buy this." And I was like, "Oh, seriously?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, I gotta get something for my girlfriend anyway." I was like, "Oh yeah." Chill light. Man, it's like you have a number of hit points. By the way, if this is wrong, we're gonna just chop up the whole bed. We're gonna throw it in the front yard. And we're gonna set it on fire, and we're gonna go back to Ikea and be like, "Sorry, it was screwed in wrong. It came screwed in wrong. Give me a new bed." Because I have stripped the screws so much on the way in.
Yeah, no.
That now I'm starting to worry about like metal splinters because I have all these little bits of like destroyed steel on me. Somewhere in my house, I have very nice screwdrivers of many sizes. I know what they look like too. They're black and red. But now we used to just heap all the tools. Well, that's not true. We used to heap most of the tools into like this random cabinet, and then we opted to heap all the tools into delicate file boxes for storing paper. 3 of them, and we have so many random things in those boxes, but none of them are my tool set. I would bet, maybe it's just my inner child in me, but like I would bet Brian would know where the...
Brian!
I forgot the Brian at the end.
And Nito says, "Man, my dream is to eat raw waffle batter like an Avatar."
Does that happen in Avatar?
I don't remember.
Dude, you know it'd be a way sicker movie than Avatar? If the humans killed all the blue people?
Yeah. Turns out Jesus was the true Messiah. Suck it, bitch.
What if Jake Sully was like, "Oh, you know what?" And then the alien people are like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, you're not made in God's image." And just like shoots him. Rough stuff.
Rough
people.
stuff, yeah. Did we bring trash bags?
Yes.
And I'm just thinking before we
It's like a magic trick.
yeah. I'm just thinking before we push this bed and have it all completely set up, I should like maybe wipe the super dusty floor, throw out the discarded Snoopy toy and all that stuff.
Well, I don't know if we should throw out the discarded Snoopy toy. If you don't know, the Snoopy toy was holding up the radiator.
I'm sure he can figure something much better out.
Well, my brother was like, "Oh, we can get clips, proper clips." These are the clips though, right? We already have clips, and they're not holding up the radiator. So I don't know if my brother actually has a real solution, or if the Snoopy toy is the solution. He bought the house.
Put it back under the radiator.
My brother bought the house with the Snoopy toy under the radiator.
Just melting plastic in the air.
Hey, there's not melting. It probably because the radiator is broken. But I think until we get a real solution for the radiator, we must keep Snoopy.
I cannot believe you bought this house.
Well, it's not even like my brother didn't even like buy it, but he, I guess, was in charge of like making sure it was like a good house to buy.
Yeah, sure.
Because this house is for the in-laws.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But still.
So it was bought.
It is still a piece of shit.
Yeah.
that nobody should have ever bought.
So the situation is like due to medical problems, they can't move here yet, And so until they can, we want to Airbnb it so that they can like make some money against like the taxes. I guess you have to pay money like property or whatever. So that is the plan. That is why I am assembling all this furniture. Upstairs neighbor now knows you stream and keeps hearing banging and creaking coming from the bedroom. Yeah, my dad was like, oh, he was like, oh, they're streaming. And it's like, that's the least important information that you could have given them. Like, what about, they're assembling furniture? It's like.
Yeah, that is way more important information.
It's like any information I tell my dad, he divines the least important bits of it and then passes that along. It's like, if I had a glue gun, he would tell the police like, oh yeah, he's a gun. It's like, no. No. That's the gun part is the least important aspect of a glue gun. Is glue. Okay. So basically, bed done, right? Throw a mattress on top.
No. You have to attach this on the lower level again.
Okay.
They just didn't give me very good information on which screws to be using. And they also say 2 screws, but I can see very clearly in the picture it's 3.
No, 2x, so do that on both sides.
Okay.
Yeah, so there must be another one of these plates.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And I don't know if it matters what kind of screws we use. It's not like it's not like I've been using.
I think that they're these. Unless they're these.
Adam, how much for you to do that knife between fingers trick with the screwdriver? I don't know. Well, the problem is, what would I be stabbing into?
They just don't tell me like which screws. These are separated, so it makes me think that they're special. Those are the super short, tiny ones.
Well, if you go back to the beginning of this like set of steps, they should have like if you go back a little bit further, I believe, they'll show you the different parts you're using.
You mean they don't name the screw?
Oh. It
This
doesn't.
is 105307. 105307. If it shows me which ones are in the baggie, then I'll know. Unless those
Yeah.
are just spare screws that they put in the baggie. No, they don't list them.
No, they don't say what the number is.
Yeah.
Um.
It is confusing.
Well, they should be real size on the drawing. So if you hold them up to the picture where it shows them, it should be about the same size as the picture. Yeah, so that's probably it.
Probably.
They have wide. I think it might be that one in there. This one. Because they have pretty wide, like, you know what I mean, like the cutting in part. What do they call that? The thread. The treads. Hey,
It'd be
Yeshua.
nice if they just named them for me so I would know. You think it's these?
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's that.
Okay.
That looks right.
So, maybe it's 6 in total, I suppose. This floor is so dirty. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to get a drink of water real quick.
We'll do a fantastic before and after, and we'll see. You'll see how bad I fucked this up once Trisha comes back and can take the camera.
Would you like some water? It's cold.
I'm too busy stripping screws,
Aw.
but I would like water.
Well, when you get the chance, of course.
Oh, it's cold water. Hey.
IKEA ASMR stream. That is basically what we're doing. We're doing the ultimate IKEA speed run.
Does it actually sound like ASMR with the mic?
Well, like it is like super loud because it's all echoey hardwood floors.
Mm.
So they probably hear like every single squeak and scrape of the screws. Nito asking, how's Ishkra doing? You know, I haven't heard from her in a while.
Yeah, I don't know.
Last time I spoke to her, she was talking about doing some sort of project. But, yeah, I don't know.
She was in like one of your...
Yeah, she was in streams.
Yeah.
Chilling and chat and whatnot.
I only faintly hear the sound of cracking wood, which means everything is going just fine. Oh, like in the picture, they show like they're showing you the heights you can adjust for. It's like, that's like kind of a normal mattress. Like your theater of mind, you can imagine that being a normal mattress. Who the fuck is sleeping on that? You know what I mean? It's like the
Prison
tiniest,
inmate.
it's like the thinnest mattress you've ever seen. It's just like a mat. Like, what's the point of assembling a bed so you can sleep on that? Like, why don't you just sleep on the floor? It's like if you're, the quality of mattress you're gonna get is like a karate mat, like a gymnastics mat. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing assembling a bed? Just like fucking fall on the floor. Don't invest in a bed, just invest in like a tranquilizer. Like, collapse.
Yeah, be like Gergie with like super comfy fur. Just get very comfy clothes.
Yeah, just
To lay on.
invest in
Pillow.
a pillow onesie and just sleep on the floor like a cat. Ugh. All right.
Let's see. Nito asks, Dan Fan, what's your favorite thing about Adam? I love how he does the things I don't want to do, like putting together this bed.
How romantic.
Yeah, I was thinking of a funny thing to say. It's hard to relate it to what we're doing now. IKEA building. I love the way he screws.
Okay.
And David Meyer says, my mother has a reversible, same on both sides, double pillow top mattress. She has to use a stool to climb into bed. That sounds adorable. That's like the classic princess bed thing, is where they have the tiny stool for the princess to get up on her bed.
Okay. If anything, no. Don't. Why? This stoop. Why is it like this?
Because IKEA gods have frowned upon us.
No, stop being shitty. Hit. We used to have more heaps of disorganized tools basement where there's like, yeah. There used to, on like one side, there used to be like a bunch of other like even shittier tools, and like random screws.
I can imagine.
Random bullshit.
It's like something where when you can't find it, you just buy like 12 more.
I think it's like all the leftover screws, because like I feel like my dad once upon a time was like quite handy, and then just like
gave up.
just yeah, because there used to be a bunch of like, because all the tools are like super fucking old. Oh, that's also maybe, I don't know, maybe my dad is just like convinced that the tools are still fine. But like you go to like Home Depot and like there'll just be like a screwdriver and it'll be like $3, and it's like, wow, this is like so much nicer than all the screwdrivers you own. And I was like, nah, it's fine. It's like just covered in paint.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so this is perfect. So we just throw a mattress on top now?
No.
Just that beam thing, right?
Yeah, we need the beam. The beamers. Okay. Let me fetch.
Is that this? What's going on? What's going on with this? Like, what is this like pile of planks for? Do we just build like a popsicle stick tower at the end?
This wasn't even in the box, was it?
Yes, it was. Oh no. It was sitting outside the box, but I assume it's like part of something. Are we building bunk beds and that's the ladder? What are we doing? It's not in the picture.
Yeah, there's no planks of wood.
I just assume, because there's another.
Oh, I know what this is.
What?
These unravel.
Well, yeah.
This is connecting them.
I know, that's why I said a ladder.
Yeah, this unravels on once we have it set up.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought they were separate planks. I didn't realize they were attached. That's why I was confused.
Am I crazy? Could they have just had this rail already attached to this plank? You know what I mean? Like, why am I screwing this in? Why didn't this already just come screwed in?
Okay, so let's see. They want it. Yeah, they want it upside down. Now let me get the clamps. Or clamp. Clamp. Doing a good boy, taking all the stickers off.
Yeah. So I think the, yeah. How do they have room to make IKEA furniture in Taiwan?
ASMR, folks. Scraping metal.
Okay. So, this is, I assume this is telescopic, but I think it just looks like it is.
Upside down and then slide this on.
Can we see the instructions?
Yeah, you literally just slide it on.
In no particular direction? This is telescopic. Right? I just don't understand. Is there some kind of thing that I unlock? Okay, I'm gonna do it this direction because this seems to make more sense.
Oh, I see. So this is the ridge section. You're sliding it towards that direction. So you started on the flat one and then slide it towards the area with the ridge.
This one?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ridge here too.
There is? Well, there's none on the picture. Certainly makes things confusing because it shows like the one area with the ridge being the part that slides out. Ah, there you go.
Okay, let me get this off here. If it's not stuck. Oh yeah, there is no ridge here. So this is the section that.
Good.
I don't know if you want to man the camera. Give me the instructions.
Sure. We can do that. Dan Finn, what's your opinion on 300? I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Obviously, I think it'd be a much better movie if it was even more historically accurate, but I understand the Snyder style doesn't roll that way.
Yeah, the movie is generally pretty high thumos, as it were. The issue is, it's got that like vague, anti-religious, like I don't know. There's like the vague like gayness to the movie. Like they have the oracles who are like molesting these pretty girls or whatever, and it's like, yeah, this is like religion was always bad, you know, like they had these oracles and shit.
They made it so that they had to like get a pretty girl to get like raped by a bunch of ugly hunchbacks in order for her to see into the future.
And it's just like
how does that make any sense?
That shit would never have fucking gone on in Greece in general. Like, forget about like Sparta. Like Greeks just wouldn't have let that happen. That's like very particularly like the enemies of like Greece and Rome and stuff, like Carthage or whatever, would have been doing like weirdo shit like that. They would not have.
Alright, so we can slide this out and then attach it there.
Yeah.
And then the other side as well.
Okay.
I believe that's what they want you to do. So next step. We're going to be using the other rods now. You put the camera down and I'll hand those to you. So these are going to attach in the middle.
Then of course, also in 300 is that weirdo thing speaking of the Senate, she's gotta have sex with this guy. It's
Oh
like,
yes, because misogyny or whatever.
yeah, it's like
Queen
this,
has no power.
this is so retarded. It's like, what are you talking about? The Queen has to do anything. Fucking so dumb.
Yeah, free comment says it's Hollywood. They're probably just into that.
I think so.
I think so.
I think to sell it, to sell it to producers, they have to appeal to what producers like. Get producers like violating people. So
They identify as the ugly creatures violating a woman and then giving her superpowers. Alright, so next page in the instructions. It's okay, we have a hammer. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, so let's look at the instructions
it's
first.
not supposed to be like.
Let's look at the instructions.
Yeah, the instructions. Okay.
I'm just saying.
It says extend them, and then.
Well, it's the next page, right?
Why?
Isn't the next page the next step? It's just like letting you know.
Here.
Okay.
Yes, here. I think.
And you need the tiny screws, right?
No. Yeah, in case anyone was wondering, that would not have happened in ancient Sparta. Some people, you have to tell them. I don't know if that's you guys, but some
There's
people.
a lot of people who genuinely believe that like all movies about a historical event must be completely accurate.
Yeah. In the first place, a Spartan woman had a lot of like social power, especially if she was a mother, because like. Yeah.
Sergeant Salamander says, POV, you are being impaled by the Imperial Executioner, but he's new to the job and has to consult the manual. Do you want me to get the hammer or something?
I'm kind of confused what this is hooking in, because it looks like it's telling me to do like this or something, like or have it like here, but I don't know.
Oh, I was thinking that it's like, having you place it underneath and then put the screw in downward.
Yeah, I know, but what am I doing at this end?
Well, one of the ends is hooking into that in the middle.
Oh, okay.
That's how it all attaches.
I'm just, why do they have so many of these holes? So I gotta pull this back further then. This doesn't line up. And then this is going underneath, I suppose. Shit. Okay.
Scraping metal ASMR, folks.
Okay, so you have the screws?
2 screws for each one, I assume.
Okay.
Have you watched 302, The Rise of an Empire? I have not.
I think I've seen it, yeah. But it's, it's like, fucking. I think it's is it a prequel? Or no, it's some other battle that happened later. I do not understand. I don't think anyone actually understands what that naval formation is supposed to do. People pretend like they understand, and they're all lying. No one knows what the fuck they're talking about. There's some like naval battle where they performed a specific formation, and they were like, it was unbeatable because something. But it doesn't make any sense. Like, what? Why? Because I'm looking at the formation, it's like, I don't know. What is it? They couldn't figure this out? They're like tactical genius. They had their ships go in a circle, or a square rather. They formed a square. Unstoppable. They do the dramatic reveal. Like, I've heard of that before. Like, I've seen the diagram and stuff. It's like, yeah, what is this supposed to do? And then in the movie, they just like show the formation, and they're like, no. They play the dramatic music, and then they never even in the movie they make no guesses as to what the formation is supposed to do. They just start losing for no reason. It's like,
not that formation.
Yeah, like what does it do? Like, there's no organized front to charge, and it's like, I don't know. Do you need that with boats?
Nito asking Adam, would you accept the deal and surrender to Xerxes?
No.
I don't think Xerxes has our best interests in mind.
I'm not a hunchbacked creature. I might go back with the rest of the Greeks, like not die there, but. I guess that's it. I don't know.
I'm not a huge expert in what they had in mind here.
This could go tighter, but it's like I keep on just like stripping the screw, and like, I don't know, like what am I supposed to? But if you do like history and stuff, like medieval battles and whatever, Sergeant Salamander's channel is a good place to go.
He does alt history stuff.
Yeah. It's quite cool. If you know the Scythians, he's doing a alt history Scythian campaign. He plays through the Paradox games, like Crusader Kings and whatever. And he, the hammer's over here. And then he records it like a history book. And he explains what happened. This seems like a great way for this to slice my finger. I don't know how to hold this without being like hazardous.
Metal clanging ASMR, guys. Hey. I mean, all that part has to do is like hook in there, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably fine.
I just didn't want it to slide past my fingers and like slice me. Now where did I put the other screw?
Well, I can just give you another one.
Sure.
So you see it at least. Nito's like, my ears. Adam, can you drop it again, please?
It's just to keep the sides parallel. Should be okay as long as the screw doesn't fall out. Yeah.
I have never seen Idiocracy, although I hear it's very relevant.
By the way, in 300 they try to like show how cool the Spartans are, like how effective they are, way more effective in reality. Like, the amount of people you see killed on screen is not nearly the amount they would have actually killed in that battle. It would have been preposterous figures. And that's not even like their most impressive showing. Like, the 300 throughout history has done many, many very impressive things. The 300 are the royal guard of the Spartan king. Let me take this out and then try to put it back in. I was looking at some YouTube documentary or whatever that was talking about some battle, and they gave some figure that was like so ridiculous I had to look up the battle, and then I looked it up and it was like, yeah, that's exactly what historians agree happened. The 300 ambushed some flanking force of like, I don't know, I want to say like 4,000 or something like that, or 3,000, something like that. It included like elephants and shit. It was like some bonkers like heavy force led by like the prince of whatever Middle Eastern place, and they ambushed them. The 300 ambushed them and slew them nearly to the man. And it's like, how do you get ambushed when? How do you get ambushed when you're outnumbered? Like, you outnumber them 10 to 1. You get ambushed by just a tenth of your force, and they kill almost all of you. And this isn't like high explosives, machine guns and stuff. This is spears and shields and maybe javelins. How did they do that bad? Like, maybe the 300 is like super effective, because it's supposed to be the like 3,000 very elite troops that got ambushed by the 300, and they took very few casualties, if any, and then they killed them nearly to the man. It's like, make a movie about that. What the fuck happened?
Sounds pretty cool.
They were in a canyon, if that helps, but still, it's like, maybe they just plugged both sides of the canyon and just like ground them into nothing, but like, because they're just so much better than everyone else, but I don't know.
What do the instructions decree of us next? Yeah, Calamity says skill issue.
Yeah, right. Like, or maybe they're just that good. Is there some amount of stabbing with spear and shield that is so incomprehensible to my modern brain that it's just so much more effective than I could even conceive? I literally do not know how they could have just absolutely bodied them that hard. Outnumbered 10 to 1. Ambushed them. Yeah, maybe it was just as simple as they blocked both ends of the canyon, just like in the movie 300. Maybe they just blocked both ends of the canyon and just ground them to dust between two forces. But like, they would have understood, like, people of the time would have understood that deploying the 300 Spartans isn't like a small thing. It's not like, oh, it's just my personal guard, I'm going for a walk. It would have been like, oh fuck, that's.
You're right.
That's
he
the
was
300.
trying to be cute.
Yeah, but like other countries would have understood, like, oh, that's the 300. Okay, that's a problem.
Another screw?
I guess that's what it's supposed to do.
Does it say to do?
Yeah, I would like this not to be like so loose, but I guess it doesn't matter. I'll do something to the other side. Phalanx formation is OP probably. I guess so. Adam, if you were in that battle, would you retreat or fight to the death with Leonidas? I would retreat. Like I would leave. I'd probably leave the battle. Obviously, if I was, I guess if I was one of the 300 Spartans, I don't know. I guess I would.
There's a lot more judgment on you if that's the case, right?
Yeah, I mean, your life is basically over if you're a trembler. That's the term for someone who flees the battle. They retreated all the time, but the situation was more complicated in that thing. Like the movie doesn't really explain it well, or they just don't explain it at all. They're in a whole totally different fantasy universe. But at the time, it was a complicated thing where there was a military campaign that was much larger than like one force going through and whatever. Oh, another thing, Spartans would not have made weird human body like walls. Like what the fuck? Like it's so weird. Like that is not a thing that would have occurred. Like they would not have done that. That is super gross and weird.
But it was epic, man. Totally metal.
That is like very definitively like a weirdo.
Screw is so the sides can't bow inwards or outwards. Slat time.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Is that really the last screw we need to put in? There's no other screws? That's it? Or?
I think so.
Okay. Then I guess we just put up the boards and then put a mattress on it. Should probably take all the things out from underneath it first. The instructions and hammer. Okay. Left.
Does need all those pliers have like a scissor section? I don't know if that's gonna work, but
Well, I can't imagine that it's that.
nice. The other story I heard about the Spartans that I thought was pretty cute was this woman walks into the city was under siege, or they were going to be under siege, and then the plan that was being discussed was getting all the women and children out of the city while the men fought to the death in the city, and some important person's wife walks into the Senate, and wouldn't you know it, she doesn't have to have sex with anyone to walk into the Senate. Crazy, I know. She just walks in and no one stops her, and she's holding a sword, and she holds the sword to her throat and goes, if the city is taken, I won't be captured. You don't have to fear me suffering at the hands of these barbaric enemies. I'll slit my throat.
I'd rather die than have them take the city.
And so she goes, we're all going to die in this, all going to die within these walls, or we're going to drive the enemy from our lands. And so they opt to stay and contribute to the war effort, doing lots of camp maintenance stuff to keep all the soldiers focused on fighting, so the fewest men, so no men have to be devoted to getting things ready, like preparing weapons and things like that. And they also went out and dug ditches all night to prepare the front of the fort for when the enemy came, so the men didn't have to stay up digging ditches. So all the men got well rested, and the women slept through the day while the men fought, and they won, obviously.
That is a very sweet story. It reminds me of this other story. I think it was a German one. I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, kind of the same deal. A city is conquered, and they're like, okay, women and children can leave with anything that they can carry on their backs. Men have to stay. And the women and children work together to carry their husbands and fathers on their backs. And they allowed it.
That's kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's a sweet thought. Their backs must have been killing them. Alright, so I guess you just unravel those on the bed.
That lady was oozing Giga Chad energy. Yeah. Oozing Spartan lady energy. They had a lot of, the more children you had that turned into warriors, the more like social, Trisha's like a big fan of just filming my crotch. Yeah. The more children you had, the more social mobility you had.
Oh, there is one more.
What?
I said there is one more screw after you lay this thing out. So.
How the fuck do I do this? So I'm just like laying this on top of this.
Yep, and then we like put it in place with the last, just like that. For the record, guys, I'm multitasking here, so I'm sorry if my camera work is not spectacular.
You're doing it fantastic.
How is Trisha now melting with jacket indoors? Trust me or trust me, it is very cold.
Yeah, someone was asking about that before. Should we check the thermostat so people can judge you or not?
Alright, so this is 8 times. We put the black things in there and then screw it underneath.
Just thinking, how do I get out of here? It's so dusty.
Did they want us to do that first? Because I don't know why they would show this, will show us laying the wood on top of it first, if they wanted to do the bottom thing first, but I guess it doesn't really matter because there's still space. But yeah, let's put on the screws first. Let me put down this goddamn camera so I can actually move.
There we go.
Alright, so let's see. One.
Let me lay this here. Then I can cut the thing. Adam, how much for you to use those planks to make a campfire inside the house? If something is backwards, $0. Everything will just set on fire.
Alright, I got the parts. So, 2 on each end of this thing. And then 4 on each corner.
Show you guys.
Oh no,
what
you don't
Might as well cut it. This part's too thick. There it is. Okay. I'll put you guys back now. Or try to. I probably will buy something for y'all's store since I can't donate here. Well, I can highly recommend Horizon Quest or Slayer in the White Valley. I much appreciate it. Although I think Nito was asking for lots of violent accidents, which we cannot oblige. All right, so what are you?
2 each here,
Okay.
and then 1 on each corner. I got the parts.
Okay, let me take the black ones first.
Okay, well, I got all of them all at once, so.
It's there. Can you see the instructions? Okay, so these are just. Okay. Simple enough. Those of you following along at home, we're on the last step.
Almost done. And then we'll be done 1 out of 2 beds.
Yeah, come back next time for bed number 2. Now, where's this supposed to face? Looks like they're all facing the same direction, but.
So it's facing this way.
Is it not just supposed to be pinning in the bed?
Well, it does have them facing towards the board. All of them are like facing towards their respective sides. I don't know if that's for aesthetic purposes in the drawing or if that's how it's just supposed to be.
Oh, there's 2 on each side.
Yeah, there's 2.
Can we use our phone a friend?
David!
David! What do we do? Because it looks like these would be pinning in the boards, you know? Keep the boards from lifting up.
Maybe?
And that's going to be my interpretation of this.
I mean, obviously, this does a very poor job in explaining.
Well, it explains nothing. Because there is nothing in English.
It just shows you pictures. And then it's like, you know what this means, right?
Screwdriver.
Ooh, driver.
This way. Yeah. Now, stream, I know you can't see what's going on, but I also can't see what's going on because I cannot, I mean, I guess I could lay all the way on the floor, but I am also screwing stuff in blind. So it's more immersive for you guys to sit over there.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay.
That's what he's doing.
Screw.
Don't you already have one for that, or
1, 2.
I gave you 2?
I screwed in 2.
Okay. Here. doing 3 over there? I thought it only showed 2 on each side of this. And then 1 for each corner.
Sure. Why are there extra holes?
I don't know, man.
Okay. That's fine.
To confuse you. Because that's what Ikea does.
One in the corner? Like here?
And David Meyer says, yes, they are to keep the slats from sliding and falling through.
Oh my god. What an angle I've chosen.
Sergeant Salamander says, we're getting a sequel, lol. This is almost like an intro to a paranormal activity movie, lol. We're live streaming IKEA furniture. And then meanwhile, there's just a ghost in the window.
Yeah.
This does seem boring enough for it to be like part of a horror movie.
This would be the stupidest intro to a horror movie. It's like, what? Like, everyone would be like, why would they be live streaming assembling IKEA furniture? That's not believable.
And now they're talking about being in a horror movie? So meta.
In before.
Will we get Bed Building Stream 2 before TES 6?
Yes. I am expecting that to be a shit show, by the way.
Oh yeah, next Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah, I have no hope.
David Meyer says, to be honest, this is the least profanity I've experienced assembling furniture.
Yeah, maybe chat is keeping me well behaved.
Yeah.
Assembling furniture sucks. I want to get a nice Amish desk. I'm gonna go to Amish country and I'm gonna be like, hey man, desk, please.
That sounds nice.
And I'll be like, hey, I'm German too, you know.
Yeah. I too don't like particle board.
Yeah.
Dad?
Hello, fellow Teutonic fellow. Jesus Christ. I have to use the force. I have to use the force to screw this in.
Dan Finn, what's your opinion on iZombie? Well, that is a blast from the past.
Did you ever watch that show?
I didn't. I thought it was dumb before I even saw it. I saw like commercials for it and I was like, what is this CW trash?
My brother watches every single TV show that exists.
Oh yeah, he just watches whatever's on?
He watches more than whatever's on. He goes to Project Free TV and watches even more than...
That sounds like him, yeah. He's like, oh, it's a good deal because it's free.
Well, not even that. I don't know. He just big background noise kind of guy. Alright, so this is like not... Just turn, bitch. How do I loosen something? Okay, it's a little loose. Perfect. I'm gonna tighten it. And that is in place. Now, this would be so fucking awkward to do with the slats in, but should I be doing it with the slats in? I don't know.
You'll figure it out later. I mean, it's not that hard to just slide the slats in place. There's so much like space in between them to work with.
Okay, then 2 of the black things go in down there, and then another one in the corner there.
Yep, one on each corner.
How do I even stand? Read the instructions. How to stand up.
mental slop maxing.
Yeah, mental slot maxing is right.
That's a good term for it.
I remember there was one episode of iZombie where it was so fucking cringy.
Oh yeah?
It was just... It was the worst. It's like... They're playing video games. And this guy is like they're trying to be like...
Girl gamer.
They're trying to be like... No, there's no girl gaming.
No girl gaming? What?
No, it's the...
What a missed opportunity.
It's the boyfriend who, I don't know, was he an ex-boyfriend because she turned into a zombie and she can't tell him, but they're still friends, and love triangle, wee-oo. Anyway, the roommate is like, it's like Indian guy, and he plays video games, and so she's like, oh no, I hope that my roommate and my boyfriend, love interest guy I hope they get along.
Yeah,
And
I'm sure
then-
he plays video games very believably too, where they just like
Dude,
press every button on
that
the
is-
controller.
That is actually the fucking worst. He's watching. So they're like, it's
They
like
just
you
have a
play.
seizure.
It's like the least convincing conversation about like playing video games you've ever heard. They're like, you play like video games, and it's like, yeah, I'm like I play like hardcore video games. It's like, what are you talking about? Like what game? What game do you play?
Name one.
And they're like, hardcore for like hours. And it's like, what? Who says this to people? Who's like, oh, you play video games? Like, yeah, for 5 hours at a time. No sleep, bro. Like, who are you? What are you talking about? Like, which
That's not
game?
your first intro into explaining that you
and then,
play video
and
games.
then they're like, do you want a game together? And it's like,
want a game together?
what if he plays City Skylines for like 10 hours at a time because he's a psychopath? Like, then what are you gonna play, like multiplayer City Skylines? Like an absolute deranged psychopath? And then they're like, they're playing they call it an FPS game, which kill me, right? That's normal, right? But then they have the controller and they just go like this.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, oh, and they're saying stuff that doesn't make any sense. They're like, oh, I'm going faster or whatever. They're pressing all the face buttons. It's like, what are you doing? The joysticks. You have the joysticks.
Right.
What are you doing? It was so weird. It was like the gayest, like...
Every time they press the joysticks in those fake actors, they just like wiggle them.
Yeah, it's like...
They're not going any direction, they're just going in circles.
What game requires you to press all the triggers at the same time? Like, basically, it's like, what is that, like Marvel vs. Capcom, like for the ultimate? But they're just doing it like a heartbeat. They're just like randomly like, boom, boom, like all the triggers twice.
Nito's asking, Adam, do you play hardcore video games?
God.
Hardcore
That reminds me of that like class I had. Fucking shit.
Dance Dance Revolution.
I'm trying to like start it off with like hand screwing it in so it'll be easier, but it just like will not go in.
Yeah. This is a real bitch that I want you to do this.
I remember there was some video of some fucking class I had to take. And it starts off and I'm very confused like what's going on. It goes like, I play video games. I was like, alright. As you do a City Skyline massive polluted slums speed run. Just RPing India. And it was just weird because like the it's like this person was just like, I play video games, and it was like very it's like very bold. I was like, okay,
Cool.
do you talk to people like this? This is weird. Like, are you a fucking lunatic? And then, is that in at please stop falling out. Oh, thank God. Now I can tighten it. Okay. And then the next person comes on screen, and I didn't even register that they're both like girls because it didn't occur to me that it would be like a super weird thing for like a girl to play a video game. Wait. Oh my God! Don't. Okay. It's this way because I'm upside down. And she goes like, I play on Xbox. I was like, whoa, all right, sure, whatever. I was like, all right, whatever, man. It's just it's a weird thing to be like super proud of, like. Then the next person pops up and she's like, I play on Mac, and I was like, why?
You don't.
I was like, wait, why don't you have like a sense of shame about that? That doesn't say. That doesn't sound like someone who plays on a Mac. Usually when someone's like, usually when someone plays on a Mac, they're like, oh, yeah, I play on Mac. I'd would do with what I have, man.
I can only play 3 games on there.
I can only play.
Everything else is not compatible with Steam.
One of my favorite games ever I played for the first time on Mac. But do you have any screws?
I do.
Thank God. GeneForge was part of a game pack that I got on Macintosh. On my Macintosh personal computer. But I wouldn't be like going at the camera like real aggressive, like I play on Mac. It was a weird thing. And then the next person was like, I play on iPhone, and I was like, whoa, you're not people.
Candy Crush?
I was like, what are you talking?
I game hardcore for 5 hours on my phone.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you? And then it was like, I play on PlayStation. I mentioned this on stream the other day. Other people say that they have heard people say PlayStation. I've never heard anyone say that. I've always heard people go PS2, PS3, you know?
Mm.
But people say Xbox. That's like not weird.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, I play on PC, and I was like, all right, finally, we have a human.
A real gamer.
we have someone who should be like have their air of superiority. It's like my time horizon is longer than everyone else, and I have a computer that'll last me a decade instead of a console that'll last 3 years. Although now I guess someone was saying console generation is longer, so maybe it is different. But, oh my God, this is so hot. Yeah, that scene from iZombie just reminded me of that.
It's the same level of like not understanding.
Yeah. And then at the end of the commercial time, it was like, I'm a gamer. And then, and I guess they thought it was going to be like really provocative or something, because it was supposed to be like female gamers. And only at the end when they showed like the organization behind it that I understand that's what they were trying to, the slop that they were trying to propagandize my class with.
Mm.
And so, I know exactly, like, the guy was...
As though women were kept out of the gaming industry.
Yeah, like dudes didn't want girls that played video games as their girlfriends. Like, what the
Well, there's
fuck?
literally video games made for girls.
Yeah.
You can tell which ones. They're very cute looking.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a totally ridiculous thing. It's like the real reality is that like at a certain point video games weren't cool, and so girls are typically
Not into uncool things.
Yeah, they're typically very scared to do things that they enjoy or speak their mind or whatever if it's like, socially not acceptable. They'll do it in like private or something. So I would certainly extend the olive branch of like, oh, you should try this out. And people would be hanging out at like a party or something, and it would be like, oh, I can't play a video game. It's like
I'm not a child.
it's like what do you?
It's like the same thing with animation, honestly.
Yeah.
People like look down on me for like being interested in going into animation as a career. Like, oh, you still watch cartoons? What are you, a little kid?
There's a bunch of like, there's a lot of.
And then anime popped off, and it's like, oh, well, looks like you were a bunch of fucking retards, huh? Looks like animation is just a great art form.
Dudes have a similar thing with like romance. It's like, God forbid you have an interest in like people being happy for the rest of their lives. Like, oh, the horror. But yeah. Okay, we have another one of those like black pieces. I dropped one like over there somewhere. Oh, good. We're in business. It's like the hardest part of the assembly is the literal final boss.
The final boss of the Ikea bed. Is the other bed frame exactly the same as this?
Yes, exactly the same kit.
Oh boy. Well, at least we'll be well versed in what to do.
Yeah. People who are like, they have this big thing about like, oh, I don't like anime. It's like, what are you, retarded?
Yes.
It's like, you don't like any anime? Like, if I show you Ghost in the Shell, you're gonna be like, that's too girly.
Oh, it's for children, clearly. I honestly think that's what like drove me to watching very like gory adult anime like early on, is just because people were always like looking down on me for still watching cartoons. It's like, I'll watch the adult cartoons, I'll show you.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of like super like cringy anime that's like trying too hard to be like edgy.
Edgy, yeah. Yeah, and trying to appeal to like the fetishes and everything.
But anyone who watches like Ghost in the Shell and has some kind of like someone who watches like Ghost in the Shell like standalone complex or something, and they're like, oh, this is for children. They're like mentally disabled. Like they're like they're the opposite of being mature. They're someone who's like, I'm a big boy, because they're like,
well, they have no critical thinking.
Yeah.
They just see something drawn and they're like, clearly for kids, because nobody would draw something.
It's just such a massive insecurity.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of people like on the right who are like, who like will espouse opinions like that, where they're like, oh, adults can't watch anime. It's like, almost all like positive Western values have come into the West from anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like point to a single like a single movie or live action anything that has existed like.
Even the Pope knows anime is the way to go.
Yeah, I heard about that. Did you guys hear the Pope is dropping a Christian anime?
Yeah. Brand new Christian anime dropping soon, guys. Can't wait to see it.
It's a good idea. I mean, that is the
right move.
It feels like they're way behind. They should have done that a long time ago. They shouldn't be pumping, like in the Renaissance or whatever. They were putting so much money into like creating wonders, like these like pieces of art and stuff. They should have been creating anime for a long time. They have plenty of money. They should have been putting 100% of it into Christian animes instead of these like.
There's so many good stories to adapt, also. Yeah. If they actually wanted to adapt Bible stories, although I don't think that's what they had in mind.
Fuck that though. It's just like, imagine like Blue Exorcist, but the main character isn't a demon. The main character is just like a Christian, and then he just like quotes the Bible at people and like fucks them up with like crazy violence.
I think they're going for something child friendly.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fucking retards. That's why. They should
I mean,
just.
they like released like the first look at characters, and they look pretty cheapy.
Yeah, it's retarded. Fuck that.
They're looking for a wide audience appeal because they want to convert people.
None of that. Throw that in the trash. It should be like One Punch Man quality animation, except just like Vampire Slayers or something.
Well, like if you want to win, that's what you do.
Yeah, that's the real strat.
That's the real pro strat. Is you go for a niche and you bring people over.
Put the money that it takes to make fucking One Punch Man or whatever into a Christian anime where they're like killing demons or something, or it's like whatever, right? It doesn't even matter. You don't have to adapt some kind of Bible story. That's stupid. You should just have the characters be like Christian, like Trinity Blood or something like that.
To be fair, DreamWorks' adaptation of Prince of Egypt did very, very well.
Yeah, whatever. But like, just even, just lots of cool fight scenes is more than enough. People watch Castlevania and they're like, it's not that bad, and they're literally raping Alucard in the ass until he's gay.
Yeah.
And
Do a
like,
Christian Castlevania, buy the rights.
and they're like, it's not that bad. I got to watch a cool fight scene. It's like, you had to watch your favorite
I saw
character.
the pretty pictures, so I don't need a story.
It's like, bro, you had to sit there and watch your favorite character get raped in the ass, and you're like, it's not that bad. I need to consume. It's like,
It can't be bad because then life is bad.
if something that looks like anime is bad, then my entire identity. Oh. I think not an identity. I think people are like very invested in this idea that like at least Japan will always be fine and not have any like problems with their media, and generally this is true. But there are exceptions, and I think.
So I think you stretch them out and put them behind this. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm just looking at this as like at an angle. So yeah, I believe that's.
Okay. And then just flop the mattress on top and read onion rings. We did it.
Oh my god.
Stretch it.
And then like what this thing's supposed to like that? Or is it supposed to be?
I think it's supposed to be behind the black things. Then this turn or whatever. I don't know. Because it's supposed to be holding it in place, right? So
Sure.
that would be how you would do it.
But it's just not. It's not long enough for that to happen. Whatever.
Oh yeah, this one side is tighter than the other side. That's weird. I'm sure it's not supposed to be like that, but it is. Ikea, give us more slats. Alright,
It's not gonna stay like that though.
no. What am I gonna do? Like unstitch and restitch? Oh, if we flip it upside down.
Will that make a difference?
Well, these things are pulling it back up, right? So if it was upside down, it would be pulling it downward.
Sure. Let's go with that.
I don't know if it says on the instructions any particular side, but probably it doesn't say anything, because, you know, IKEA. much for a karaoke stream? Yeah. Unfortunately, if I were to do karaoke stream, it'd have to be my own songs that I created, because or copyright free songs.
The corporate greed has just literally taken music out of people's lives. Like, people don't listen to it on streams anymore. They don't, like... Even me, when I hear like a song that is like that I recognize, I have this immediate like, oh no, can't hear that.
Yeah.
They're like desperation to try and rob people. It's so stupid.
Not even like they really gain that much from it. Aha! It worked.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the trick.
Oh, God, where's the hammer? I gotta turn some of these. Let's see, turn a little bit. Okay.
Unfortunately, you're not gonna have a very easy time getting out.
That's okay. Give me the hammer for a second.
Sure.
Gotta turn these a little bit. Perfect.
Woo! That side.
You know what? Just let me just do this. Wood is made in Lithuania. Anyone was wondering?
We'll have the entire world in this bed frame.
I'll just so far Taiwan and Lithuania. I think what we're gonna do is just not do anything more. Because there's no way to do this without making a shit ton of noise, and it's midnight, and someone goes upstairs. So we're just gonna stop before
It is unfortunate that they can hear literally everything because we have to make a ton of noise in order to put these things together.
To be honest, I'd be telling Brian to get a sleeping bag. Well, this is for renting for people, you know? So, no one's gonna rent a place without a bed.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't rent here either.
Well, I don't know. If you have to go see your relatives for Thanksgiving or something, and it's super cheap, because this will be super cheap.
Yeah, right. Kinda has to be.
The other thing is, some belongings and stuff are in the basement, like stored away. And everything from the upstairs that my brother wants to like maintain, he wants to lock in the basement.
Yeah.
So the basement door is the next thing to do. Well, the other bed is the next thing, but then after that, the basement door, and then he doesn't really care about the sink so much, but I will try and like fix the top part of the sink, and then flex seal the bottom. So, as I promised, at the end of the stream, we'll show how I treat my swords. So, I guess.
Transition to the kitchen?
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna have to do some work here then. Here. We're gonna mute. We're unmuted now.
So, this is my Grossmesser, or big knife. It is a, well, you cannot see that even a little bit.
Bad lighting. What can you do?
Here. Alright. Oh, it's coming to the end. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. So, as you can see, there's like, well, I don't know how well you can see. The phone is, or not the phone. The sword is not in like super great shape. Let's see if I can like show you. There's like, I haven't taken care of this sword as well as like you should take care of a sword you really care about. This is, however, a pretty cheap sword that it's like my, it's like my first sword. It was just like something I picked up at a Ren fair. So it's not like a super duper big deal. Generally, you don't want to use like, you don't want to leave water on it. And there is stuff that you should do to take rust off of swords. I'm not going to do that right now. But there is already rust on this, so I should use, it's like stuff you use for taking care of guns, is what people recommend, to take the rust off of the sword, because I don't think I'll be able to scrub this off with a paper towel.
Sorry.
But,
it's just such an echoey house. Everything's like a million times louder.
yeah. Well, it's no furniture, too. Like there's not enough soft stuff to take up the whatever.
Yeah.
So this is the sword we used for carving the pumpkin last stream, and it's a pumpkin on it. So I want to get those off, and whatever other like gook I can clean off. But I'm not super concerned with keeping the sword like super duper pristine, because it's not. It's not like a super prized, precious, like perfect sword. this is this is a great break from working on this week's video. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your video. Oh my god, there's like little bits of like pumpkin in these grooves on the back.
Yeah, I did hear about that, Sergeant Salamander, about them commissioning that anime back in the 90s too.
Yeah, Trisha was telling me about that in the car. They need to make super violent animes. None of this gay, like, kid-friendly shit. This should be like super uber violent demon slaying anime where the demons are super lame and the Christians are super cool. And that's when you put your money in the when they bring the basket thing around, the ushers or whatever, they bring the basket around in church.
That's where your money should be going.
You drop a 20 in that thing and you're like,
don't let it look like house husband.
Yeah,
Bam.
don't house husband me, motherfucker. Put some extra with this 20 here, buy some extra frames, you know? That's where your money should be going when you're there's like an insect on here. When you're donating in church, you know, forget about like, oh, it's his birthday party or something stupid. No, fuck that shit. What we want is higher quality anime. Vatican's got a lot of money. They should be putting that money into anime. They should be commissioning great works of art, and I don't see them putting any like new murals up or anything. They could be, right? They could be like, you know, paying those Magic the Gathering artists. It's like, hey, instead of drawing Black Gandalf, you want to draw some sick angels slaying demon stuff? And of course, they would be like, yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Pope. I would love to draw angels slaying demons. Yeah, this is super grody. I think I need like some kind of like steel wool or something to like really properly clean this, because I have on the back end here I have all sorts of like ookie gookies. I don't really know like how I'm gonna. But having house husband flashbacks is just like watching the anime itself. Yeah, I think probably your memory is probably a much higher frame rate than the anime.
Yeah, honestly. People were saying that Blue Lock Season 2 looked awful and that like Uzumaki looked awful going further in, but like none of it compares to the entire house husband anime.
Sergeant Salamander here is our RL friend, and so in real life he was showing us some like student-made anime, and he was like, I know the frame rate is really rough, like there's not a lot of frames, and I was like, oh dude, this is blowing house husband out of the fucking water. It's like, dude, this is
like
crazy.
even low frame rate, there are still some sections that will look good.
Yeah.
None of house husband looks good. They just always make it as ugly as possible.
Like, and the whole world knows they're laundering money.
Yeah.
It's just like everyone knows. Like, does anyone really believe like
their shitty story that like, oh no, the creator actually wanted it this way?
Like, who are
they?
they?
He never wanted it to be fully animated.
Like, who are they robbing? You know what I mean? Like, whose money is that they stole? Because I know they stole someone's money that's supposed to go to animating that.
Yeah, I have no idea the real story behind why it looks like that, but I do not believe their story that it was just what the author wanted. That's like as shady of a story as the whole
By the way,
stories dub thing.
Did you see the tweet that they're basing that claim that he wanted it that way? It's a tweet that just says, "This is fine. I
accept this.
I accept this." And it's like, fuck. Like, what is this like?
Yeah.
Is he at gunpoint over there?
That's
it's the least
That's
convincing.
not exactly an endorsement
Yeah.
of the anime.
And then people are like, yeah, that's his original vision. It's like, did you read the tweet? Like, what? Like, is this a mistranslation? Did he say, wow, I love House Husband anime adaptation. So much better than my work.
Yeah, if you read the manga is more animated than the show.
I feel like he should start a fundraiser and be like, I had to take the deal because I was out of money.
I would even go as far to say that the motion comics look better than the show.
Yeah.
They're still in black and white.
Yeah, I would say motion. Yeah, I would say the motion comics are better than that. I think the manga itself is better animated than the show because I imagine the motion in the manga. Double J, I recommend. Is that the student thing that was like kind of choppy?
And then there's like anime like X Arm where like it's hideous, it's like not well animated, but then also the extra level up is that it's also CGI. It looks terrible.
Alright, so this is still a bit gooky, and like for sure I should be doing more cleaning on this. And typically you don't want to do what I'm about to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. Also, a great contribution to this stream by our friend Sergeant Salamander is the Sicilian olive oil.
Woo!
That we weren't able to open it, and Sergeant Salamander here opened it for us, however, in such a way that it would poison us if we tried to use it for food by stabbing through the top. Now, on the bright side, I do need olive oil to coat my swords with, and so this works out just fine. I get to embrace my heritage with my Sicilian olive oil, as my grandmother is Sicilian. I do feel the need to remind you all that no, Sicilians are not black, and I will rip someone's balls off the next time someone says that to my face.
I believe him.
Sicilians are very white, and I've met many Sicilians, and they've all been very white.
Dan fan, what did you think about Braveheart? It's a good movie. I never saw the ending, but I'm sure that they win, right?
Oh, that's right. We were watching, and I was like, yeah.
I mean, of course the good guys win in Braveheart.
We were watching it, and then we were like getting to the end, and I was like, yeah, all right, that's it. And Trisha's like, what? What are you? How can we turn it off? It's going so good. It's like, yeah, that's probably the best place to leave it. Because Trisha gets very squeamish, and we all know what happens at the end of Braveheart that Trisha doesn't need to hear about. You still have it, of course. I need to coat my swords. And this olive oil is just as good as any other, I assume, unless it has like some kind of like crazy second ingredient that's like
Nice and shiny.
a rust creature from Dungeons and Dragons and just destroys it. So the sword is super fucked, right? It's covered in grime from like I don't know what. Like up here, there's some kind of stuff that's stuck to it. And so really, what I need to do is clean it much more thoroughly with probably some like gun cleaner product. But it does look very nice now, very shiny. But there's I can see rust here. There's a lot, and then up here there's some gunk, and I think still up here, I see when I glint it with the light, it on the other side. This side is totally clean, honestly, for the most part. This side though, I can see towards the tip there's some gunk still not cleaned off. So this is not like this is more a demonstration of what you should do after you actually clean the sword, but I don't have any like equipment here, or I don't even think I own anything to actually clean this thing. But anyway, yeah.
How much for you to pull your Naginata and fight Adam right now? And just donate $5.
Yeah. That'll be a live action fight with the Naginata. That'll be 3 copies of Horizon Quest. That's if you get the golden sword. That's what you get.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Golden Sword winners. You get to watch a fight between Naginata and Messer. I do like the shine that the olive oil added to it. It does look very nice. Hey, Basil. I only got a silver sword. Well, silver swords sound fantastic. Perfect for werewolves.
Yeah. So yeah, olive oil is perfectly good for coating swords. It looks quite nice, as Trisha was commenting. I know it doesn't come across very well on the camera because the only light is this like terrible look. It just
Yeah, we've been doing these streams pretty late, and the lighting in this house is not very good.
the flecks of metal probably helped clean it. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh look, you remember to take his drink out of the freezer. This time I didn't put one in. This was out the whole time. But
That's how you beat the game.
I drank it in the beginning, mostly. Anyway, olive oil does make the sword look quite shiny. Hazarding falling into the stereotype of the Italian man claiming that olive oil can do many more things than it can. It does actually make the sword look much nicer than the like sword oils. Oh, I didn't really. This is so dirty though. I should do a more thorough cleaning of this.
Sure.
Yeah. And I don't want to put it back in the scabbard yet until the oil has had time to kind of like.
Yeah. That's fair.
Kind of.
You can just leave it out.
Yeah. Anyway.
We're gonna call it a night. What time is it? 12:13. That's not that bad.
You guys are very entertaining. Love the stream. You guys forgot to introduce that guy in the background hiding in the shadows. Is he shy? Yeah. Hilarious. But
I hope you enjoyed Paranormal Activity 47. I don't. What number are they even on?
yeah. So I guess. Fuck me. I don't know. Tomorrow.
Second bed.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna be back here tomorrow, probably doing another bed.
Oh, it'll be super easy because we already know all the things to do, and we know not to put it in backwards this time. Because that definitely ate up a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. I'll also probably maybe get the chisels from the P.O. box this time. And then we can not put in a door, probably. Unlikely we'll put the door in, but welcome to this old crack house, this edition.
This old hippie house.
I don't know who lived here.
Yeah, I have no idea. But they didn't clean before they left, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I guess good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
You take a break and hang the door. I'm sure that will go fine. Adam, open the fridge. Sure. It is bottles of water. Many bottles of water.
Hydration! It looks like a holy light coming out, shining on the water.
So, anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out.
Imagine how much faster this would go without streaming. Oh, yeah. I know.
I don't know. I don't think it's taking that much more time to stream it.
Ooh. Well, anyways. Any closing thoughts?
Keep your chin up and stay white pilled, my friends. Stuff is getting better, you know. World's improving. You can say retard now, so I think everything's getting back on track. Farewell. See you guys soon. See you soon, Mr. Salamander. Or should I say Sergeant? Sergeant Salamander.
Good night, everybody.